Welcome to day 5. I hope you are ready to wake up your bum and your legs. We're gonna start with curtsy lunges. So we're gonna stack our Tupperware lid over our Tupperware, and we're gonna squat to one side, sticking that butt out, and then keeping our legs in this bent position. We wanna keep what's called time under tension. So we don't wanna stand all the way back up if you can help it. And remember, the slower you move, the better. Now, remember all of your things. Tripod foot, if you are barefoot right now. Center of the heel, ball the big toe, ball the pinky toe. You should feel this on the outside of your bum so much. The lower you can stay, the better, but of course, listen to your body. If you need to come stand up and you need a break, that is absolutely fine too. And then really pay attention that you're keeping that Tupperware lid high, stacked over your Tupperware. That's super, super important right now. Okay, now we're gonna come back up to a standing position and we're gonna go into a squat shift into a single leg squat. I'll show you what I mean. You can always use balance and always listen to your body. Tupperware lid is stacked, so we're gonna squat down to a squat position. Knees are in line with the second to third toes. We're gonna shift all of our weight over to the right side, pressing that foot into the ground. If you have the availability, float this leg up to a standing position. Knee comes all the way up. Then you're gonna lunge back down, shift all your weight over to the opposite side, press that foot into the ground to then lift this opposite leg back up, and then you're gonna repeat the same thing. Now, your leg never has to leave the ground. You can literally do all of this, keeping that foot on the ground, coming to a standing position, right, without ever having to balance or lift that leg up. I just like to always show you the full expression so that you know what you get to work towards. There's always room for growth, and there's always room to make things harder, for myself included, right? The slower you move, the more control you move, the more strength you're building. I feel like the timer's a little bit loud today, but that's okay. Okay, now we're gonna stay low. I'm gonna invite you not to come up if you can help it. Feet are now gonna turn out to the side, and you're gonna get into a big, what's called horse squat, or horse-like little stance here. Now again, Tupperware lid is stacked over the Tupperware. Knees are in line with the second to third toes, and I'm just gonna start to shift right and left. If you have the availability and you wanna take this up a notch, then what you could do is as you shift, come up onto your toe, and then stay on that toe, shift your body till you go up on the opposite toe. So it's almost like a mini calf raise, right? You absolutely don't have to do this version, but it's here if you wanna try it out. Now notice, as you lift up onto your ball of your toe, keep that knee in line with your second to third toe. If you notice you're starting to compensate and borrow movement because you're getting tired and you start to bring your chest out, I'm gonna invite you to come up a little bit more. Don't go down as low, yeah? Always paying attention to making sure we're not borrowing movement from somewhere else. Okay, next, let's see if I can turn this down a little bit. We're gonna do balanced knee pulls, which are gonna be amazing. Okay, hopefully that's not so loud, but what we're gonna do now is we're gonna balance on one side, Tupperware lid is stacked over the Tupperware, finding that tripod foot, yes. Press the foot into the ground, pretend like you're trying to drag your heel back. Now from here, arms come up. If you're moving forward, you're gonna come in, press on your knee as your knee is pressing into your hand, and then you're gonna come back up. Again, you can do all of this without your foot ever leaving the ground, but we're really working the leg of the standing leg, the butt of the standing leg, keeping that Tupperware lid stacked, and then we're creating our own resistance here to say what's up to our deep core and pelvic floor. So I'm pressing my hand into my knee when my knee presses into my hand. Now look, we've only done 3 of these, and you should be on fire. So remember, it's not about how many you can do, it's about how controlled and slow we can move. Yes? Okay, that's round 1. Now, we're gonna move on to round 2. So we're gonna get back into that curtsy lunge, opposite leg, right? So we're gonna draw that hip back and then lunge down and then come up, and then we're gonna switch to the opposite side, come down and come up. Well, hello. I think somebody is hungry. Hi, do you wanna stretch with us? Come down, knee is in line with that second to third toe, and the lower you can stay, the better. Okay, now we're gonna move into those squats. Now, I'm gonna invite you to keep that tension if you can. If you need to stand up and take a break, absolutely do. If you feel like you can, let's burn ourselves out, yeah? So we're in this position, Tupperware lid is stacked over the Tupperware. We're gonna shift over the one side, pressing that foot into the ground, lifting up the opposite leg. Then we're gonna lunge back down. If you're able, shift over to the opposite side and do the same thing. Now remember, My goal for you is to do the least amount of reps, if you will, as possible. This isn't about just moving through the movements to move through the movements. If you only get 2 in on each side, then I know you're doing it correctly and your muscles will be on fire. All right, we're gonna shift right into that horse stance in just a moment. So if you're able, stay low. And then those toes are gonna turn out. Knees stay in line with the second to third toes. You wanna make this even harder or say hello to your inner thighs. Press your feet into the ground, try to drag those heels together. You'll feel all of this fire. Then you're gonna start shifting side to side, paying attention to that Tupperware lid stacking, right? Rib cage over pelvis always. Now, if you're taking it up full expression, we're coming up on our toes and then using that momentum to then land on our opposite toes. So this takes a lot of balance coordination. We're using our ankles, our feet, and our calves because why not, right? Okay, we're gonna do one more on each side, and then we're gonna go back to those balanced knee pulls, and then we're done. All right, come on up. Now, whatever leg you did last time, we're gonna go to the opposite leg this time, so I'll face the opposite way. So again, first thing we're doing, Tupperware lid stacked over our Tupperware, rib cage over pelvis. Reach up, and we're only moving to where your body allows. Remember, the slower you move, the better. Pressing your knee into your hand as your hand presses into your knee, feeling that deep core and pelvic floor fire up from your vagina up, right? We're not going up, down, so we're not engaging from here, we're engaging from here up. And again, we're coming in, press, and then we're coming back out. Let's try one more. If you have it in you, which I know you do, come on in and press, and then come on out. Now, we're gonna do a really quick cool down. If you need something to balance, feel free to use that. Okay, so one of my favorite ways to stretch out the quads. So we're gonna tuck our pelvis under slightly. So if I had a dog and I had a tail, I would tuck that under so that tail is kind of shooting way down or even slightly underneath me. You should start to feel a stretch right here already. Now, again, if you need balance, use something for balance. I have the availability in my body to grab my foot. If this is unavailable to you, that's totally fine. You can take off your shirt or grab a towel, wrap it around the top part of your foot and hold yourself here. Then you can control your foot like that, yes? Otherwise, if you have the availability to grab your foot, go ahead and do that. Then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna press my foot into my hand while my hand presses back into my foot, creating that contraction in my thigh. And then I'm gonna relax and try to bring my heel closer up to me. So you'd be doing the same thing if you were pressing into the towel or your shirt, right? So one more time, and we're staying tucked under, pressing in, and then relaxing and bringing that closer to your butt, feeling a nice stretch not only in your thigh, but also all the way up into part of your hip flexors as well. Now we're gonna take the same leg, we're gonna kick it forward, heel on the ground, knee is slightly bent because we wanna get into our hamstrings, and then we're gonna bend and scoop the foot like this. We're gonna scoop on the pinky toe side, and then we're gonna scoop on the big toe side, and then we're gonna move into our other side, and then you're done. So now this foot goes down, I'm lifting up the opposite foot. Again, if you need to use a towel or a shirt, you absolutely can do that. So I'm pressing into my hand, hand is pressing into my foot, my tailbone is tucked under. That's when you start to feel that thigh and hip flexor. And then I'm gonna relax, press my hand into my foot into my hand, and then I'm gonna relax and pull it up closer to my bum. And then we're gonna kick that leg in front. I'm gonna scoot back a little bit. Leg is bent. We're gonna scoop the foot this way. We're gonna scoop the foot on the pinky toe side, and then we're gonna scoop the foot on the big toe side. I hope your legs feel amazing.